This is Mrs. Rooster with a video recap going over lesson 4.1, which is focusing on finding unit rates. So what I have here is two problems, both of which, the process is still the same for both. We're going to start by determining the unit rate that we want to find. So for part A, we've got 8 apples for $1.45. So the unit rate that I want to find here is going to be the cost per apple. So I'm going to write that out. By writing that out, it serves as the math problem in which I will use to find that cost per apple. So I'm going to substitute my information here, $1.45 being the cost, and 8 being the number of apples. And recalling from last week, we know that per implies division. So what I'm going to do is take $1.45 and I'm going to divide that by 8. 8 goes into 14 one time. 8 goes into 65 8 times. That is 0. And 8 goes into 10 one time. Now, I know that this is not a terminating decimal, but rather one that's going to go on. I don't know what's going to come next, but I am going to stop right there because I'm talking about money or the cost. So I only need to go out 3 places after the decimal point. We know that money goes to the hundredths place, but we want to go out one more place value so that we can determine if we need to keep the first 2 digits the same or if we need to round up one. And in this case, we would just keep the first 2 digits the same. So our cost per apple here is 18 cents. And lastly, we've got 273 miles on 21 gallons. So again, I'm going to figure out the unit rate that I want to find, which in this case, I want to find how many miles I can travel on 1 gallon. So miles per gallon. So I'm going to substitute my information just like before. And then I'm going to divide my miles divided by my gallons. And 21 goes into 63 3 times, and it goes in evenly. So my final answer here is 13, and my label is that unit rate that I already determined to find. So 13 miles per gallon. And some people can abbreviate that as MPG. So you could have either of those as your final answer. The bottom line here as you begin your 4.1 practice for today is to, once you read the problem, figure out what unit rate you want to find. Write that out and then substitute your information using that per, which means division. So for every one of these problems, the bottom line is you will be dividing. And if you find yourself in a situation where you are not dividing, let that serve as a reason to reflect and go back and try the problem again.